step into your greatest self. And it also makes you feel the power of your inner being. The way it works is by tapping with your fingertips at certain meridian points, which are also called acupressure points, on your body, while focusing on your issues. So this way you are able to flush out the dirt of all your experiences within minutes. And once you flush out all this dirt from your energy system, two things happen. First of all, you reset your body, and secondly, you reframe your mind. Now, suppose you are in a state where you have negative thoughts like, I can't do this. I'm not good enough. Why me? Why am I suffering? I lack confidence. I cannot take decisions easily. I'm not ready for this. So suppose if you are in a state like this, EFT will gently hold your hand and take you to a place where you would be able to say, I believe in myself. I'm confident. I can do this and I will do this. I love myself. In fact, I am love. I am joy. I am peace. I am hope. And that is when you begin to master your life. EFT clears out all your past traumas and your emotional baggage. And that is when you begin to realize and recognize the pure miracle that you truly are. And you also begin to appreciate the beauty of this life. That is why I teach EFT, because it empowers you from within and it rewards you with a lifetime of love, joy, and peace. Believe me, all the healing that you've been looking for is right at your fingertips, because that is how you carry out tapping. Now, let me tell you something more about EFT. EFT is very easy to learn and simple to use. It can be used anywhere, at any time, for anything. Well, you can say it is one modality which brings about effective results in a very short time, instantaneously. EFT gets to the root cause of issues and clears them permanently. So if you are using EFT to work on any issue, let me tell you, you may never have to work on that issue again. And it is again a very fast technique. It works within minutes. I mean, you can perform it within minutes. So one round of EFT does not take more than 2 minutes. And usually 4 to 5 rounds are enough to clear out your emotional hurt, your mental discomfort, or your physical pain.
Interesting. So you mentioned tapping, you mentioned meridian points, you mentioned using your fingers. So how exactly does EFT work on the inside?
Well, there are a large number of meridians all over our body, right? And meridians are nothing but ducts through which the life force flows, right? And if you encounter a negative incident, then there is disruption in this free flow of your energy in the meridians.
Okay.
By means of tapping, these disruptions are neutralized, they get balanced, so that free flow of that life force begins. And that is how it works. The thing is that we use acupressure points, and when we tap at acupressure points, chemicals called, now again, I'm using chemistry here, chemicals called endorphins are released. And endorphins, they facilitate your well-being, your positive attitude, your happy feelings. So that is why when you tap at these points, you feel refreshed, you feel calm, you release all your anxiety, and you feel happy.
Okay.
So actually, we can call EFT as acupuncture minus the needles. Because when you use acupuncture, at the same points, needles are inserted and it's painful. On the other hand, EFT is very gentle. You use gentle tapping to bring about the same transformation.
Right. You just mentioned the release of endorphins. And in fact, if I remember correctly, there's his brother, sister, Jessica Ortner, saying that EFT is the one modality or one tool with which you can actually reduce your cortisol levels. Cortisol is the cortisol levels. I think I'd read this quote of hers somewhere. So that's interesting, because aren't we all carrying, whether we see it or not, whether we admit it or not, there is a lot of day-to-day stress that we do carry, and we don't know, right, Shabnam, where that stress translates into as a physical or emotional disruption, correct?
Yeah.
So just even doing EFT with anything, even the smallest of things, is going to start changing that balance and that equation within your body, correct?
That's right.
Okay, super. That's absolutely fantastic. In fact, there's a question that's come up. Is there just one tapping technique?
It is just one tapping technique.
Is there just one tapping technique?
No, there are different versions of EFT, the EFT routine. And the latest version is actually the simplest and the most shortened version. What I teach is not only the latest technique, but also the original version, which was given by Gary Craig. And sometimes I find that when the latest technique does not work in the sense that, well, let me tell you about Sud levels. So once you are practicing EFT on, say, yourself or someone else, the first thing that you do is you rate the intensity of your emotions or your issues on a scale of 0 to 10. This scale of 0 being the minimum and 10 being the maximum. This scale is called the Sud level. It measures the intensity of your issue or the intensity of your negative emotions, right? So suppose a particular emotion that you're feeling is at 9 on the scale of 0 to 10, right? Now, you use the latest technique. Sometimes it so happens that it comes down to maybe 4 or 5 or even 2. But after that, it gets stuck. It doesn't come down to 0. And until and unless it comes down to 0, you will not be able to get rid of that particular negativity completely. That negative issue will not be completely eradicated from your system. That is why I often teach the original method that was used. That can be used when you feel that the session is not going as fast as it should, or is not bringing down the Sud level to the Sud level to 0.
Right. Well, of course, I mean, you've got to learn the original in order to progress to the faster, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that's not all. So we have the original technique, we have the latest technique, then we also have the movie technique, right? And we have the slow EFT also. Why slow EFT? EFT is supposed to be a very quick technique. Then why do we call it slow EFT? Well, in this case, what we do is we note down 7 or 8 different issues that we want to get rid of, right? And we carry out a complete overhaul of our system in one go, right? So we tap at a particular point for one issue, keep on tapping there, then we go to the next point, tap for another issue. So it takes some time, right? And that is why it's called slow EFT. But then